Hi Jill. Matt. Hi Matt. Hello. I didn't realise I could do this. People's names popping up. Hello everyone. Just gonna... What else that was supposed to be? Is it 8 o'clock yet? My phone won't allow me to see the time. Who's that? Ruth. Hi Ruth. You're the right way round now. I was going to play like this actually. Great to see you. Thank you for coming. Oh, look at that. That note's right out of tune. Sarah Bailey. Hi Sarah. I could spend the whole evening just saying hello to people, couldn't I? I haven't seen people for a while, so... Oh no, who's that? Holly! Hi, Holly! Oh, and Liz! Hi, Liz! Cousin Liz! Hi, Liz! Oh, alright, I better start, hadn't I? I can't see people. If I stand this far back, I can't see people. So I'd just like to say welcome to the GSMC Online Music Club. I'm Steve Daniels, although all the names that have popped up so far, you know who I am. So this is from the artist's living room. It's not exactly my living room, but it's a room inside my house, which I've kind of decorated in the back with some influential albums. Some are influential, some are not. And I've also kind of, I've got, hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. And I've also got a little advert up here, which is now the right way round, because I had issues with Facebook yesterday that puts you into mirror mode. This is my album, Green Triangle, so I'll be playing some songs from that. I've got to get going, hadn't I? So this is called Least Likely To. There at the back stands the boy in the Mac. He was gonna be fine. He just stand in the line. His life seemed scripted to be the one who'd be least likely to, for the joy of that blonde little boy with the caked muddy knees. He was taught to say please. His young life left opportunities to be least likely to. Interesting lives like those who climb mountains in summer to leave the snake of winter in their wake to shake the tree. 1, 2, 1 small score and 1 is now all done. 2 big scores and 10 and then there is his face at the back with the bass, but there's no clue at all as to what would befall this boy who is destined to be the one who'd be least likely. 2 decades on, he'd find where he'd belong, and ignoring the throng, he now sings his own song. Not bad for the boy who can file with the label at least likely to, likely to. Thank you very much. Welcome if you've come late. Welcome Mandy. Hi Mr. D. Oh Mandy, look, I've got it. It's not an album cover, but I'm up there in my Echo outfit. Still got it up on the wall. So welcome to the Online Music Club. I'm going to play some tracks from the album Green Triangle. You can find details on my website, stevedaniels.online. If you order a CD or ask for a CD from me, you get a nice little lyric booklet as well. And it gives you some notes about some of the songs. So this next song I'm going to play is a local ghost story. When I say local, I live in Checkenden, which is near Wallingford in Oxfordshire, and near Checkenden is a place called Ibston. The story goes that in 1827, Anna Maria Reed walked from the Oxfordshire village of Ibston to the main road, which is now the A4074. She went to meet the mail coach when she was accosted by the distressed ghost of her son, John, who wasn't in Ibston. He was actually in Sihanoukville in India, working for the East India Company. She was convinced that he was telling her that he'd died. A few days later, one of Anna's other sons, Edward, received a letter that stated that John had died of dysentery in India on the day that his mother, Anna Maria, saw the spectre. Brother Edward erected a monument to his brother, and the monument reads, "Alas, my brother." On the Icknield way. I'll start that again. On the Icknield way. On the Icknield way. By Leyland's corpse. Anna Maria. Oh, I know why. I didn't change the capo, have I? I haven't played for a while. I've got to move the capo down to number 3. Somebody sent me a message. Hi, Rose. Yeah, that's better. That sounds like "Alas, my brother." On the Icknield way, by Leyland's corpse, Anna Maria's waiting for the mail coach. On this November eve, it's almost too cold to breathe, but she moves on the John. Through the fog, she sees her son. There is something wrong. With sallow eyes and twisted mouth, he cannot last for long. What has been done? My poor baby, my poor son. Scarlet and gold, in his hand he holds Anna Maria's message from the mail coach. It's Brother Edward's coat. The next day he receives the note, the news of poor young John. 10 years have passed since he left these shores to work for the East I see. Among the poor of Sihanoukville, he died from dysentery. Near Ley End Pond, a headstone runs. Alas, my brother, alas, my son. And they're still up on the Chiltern Hills. Anna Maria's waiting for the mail coach. That's called "Alas, my brother." So this album I'm talking about, Green Triangle, is available on online on what is it, download and streaming and all that. So I'm going to try and keep talking because I've got to do something, tune down this string here. This next song, we're going to go down there to G. It's called "A Red Hot Needle and a Burning Thread." It's not a phrase I had heard before until my mother-in-law, who sadly passed away last year, used it. And it apparently means, if you didn't know, it apparently means that if you rush things, you produce shoddy work. A red hot needle on a burning thread is obviously a sewing term, so I'm gonna just check that that sounds alright. Yeah, that sounds okay. This is called a red hot needle and a burning thread. Okay. We both know by now, we just need to cry. Allow the turning hands of time to complete. Oh, it took so long for things to all go wrong. Maybe we might find each other's arms again. Try a little harder. Talk a little longer. Learn to wait. Because a burning thread won't mend, and a red hot needle won't replace time. There's nothing we can do to catch the bird that flew, sang its song and migrated with the sun. Our winter's here to stay, but we'll reach that day. That may be years and years away. We'll sit a little longer. Speak a little louder of the pain. Because a burning thread won't mend, and a red hot needle won't replace time. These cards have been dealt by a disinterested dealer, armed with a clean, they say at times a great healer. But what does he know of those big hammer blows raining down on us too, when time goes so slowly? Learn to wait. Learn to wait. Learn to wait. Hi Chris, Michael, Tuffery, how are you doing? Sorry if I missed you. If you sent a message, thank you very much. I'm a bit blind even with these things on. And welcome along to Graham Steele's online music club. I'm streaming it from my Facebook page, but Graham's streaming it from his, and he's streaming lots of acts pretty much every week, I believe, and there's lots of great music out there. Welcome along. I've got to retune back, haven't I? So this next song is a song which perhaps, or a subject perhaps, which all fathers of daughters worry about, perhaps. The time when they're definitely going to go fly, and what might become of them. Oh no, up one more. That moment when you know that, and I suppose in a sense they always are their own person, but that moment when they fly and they definitely become their own person, you can kind of worry about what they might get up to. This is called Crossing the Rubicon. Lee came from Red Hill, a red-headed girl, wise, educated, she knew. When one day fortune came knocking at her door, she left her parents and flew into the sky to see the stars for herself. She never realized it was leading her into the wild. This vulnerable child, away from home. Turning 16, she thought everything changed. She could leave school and much more. So as she wandered the city at night, she felt her confidence soar. Among the lights, she tried it all for herself. She never realized it was leading her into the wild. This innocent child, away from home. Good luck charms are not all they should be. She should know, 'cause she bought them all. She crossed that line, she could never, never, never go back again. She ran back home where her mom and dad sat, waiting for news of their love. And they thought they'd lost her forever for sure. And in a way they had, into a world where guardian angels fear tread. But now she's back in her own bed, out of the wild. This beautiful just come back home. Crossing the Rubicon. Thank you very much. I think I might just go start. Who's that? Someone. Every night of the week, says Graham. Graham still says every night of the week they have music, which is amazing, really. And it's great because all the music you're going to get. You can't go and see it live just yet. Serpentine. She's a lady you call Serpentine. From the colour of her hair and the perfume that she wears, to a face that commits crimes. Serpentine. I'm sure the devil named her Serpentine. From the magazine she reads, and that look of graceful greed, still with eyes that shine serpentine. You hope for peaceful rain, an improving pain, but you know there's something stopping you from both. Though the present won't last, there's the pain of the past, and a threat to any future you may hope for. Serpentine. Avoid the path of evil, Serpentine. From the click of high-heeled shoes, you'll be wary of the news that your life is rocked by serpentine. You hope life swimmingly flows with all highs and no lows, but now a spanner's jam works for you. Though the present won't last, there's the pain of the past, a threat to any future you may hope for. Serpentine. She's insidiously serpentine, and that's the saddest part of all. You won't realise your fall till she trapped you with her sting. Ooh. Thank you very much. That's Serpentine. And before I do the next song, I'm gonna just I didn't realise how hot it's going to get, so I'm just going to leave the room and go and get a towel. A point for each album cover you can spot up on the wall behind me. Some are right behind me, some you can't see because I'm standing in the way, some up the top. There's a couple there you definitely won't know because they're a bit of an in-joke, but I'm just going to go and get a towel, have a look at those album covers. Oops. Don't you dare. One of them's really easy, isn't it? Well, a couple of them are really easy. Anyone get Sergeant Pepper? You should always know where your towel is, Steve. Says John. Little interview said, oh, hi, Emmy. And Mary. Mary must be with you as well. I do know where my towel is, I just didn't think, so. I'm going to wipe my got my my absolute favourite album up on the wall up here, which is 40 all-time honky-tonk hits, with a picture of a guy with a great smile on the piano and some dolly birds in the background. It's very un-PC. There's a connection between that album up there and the one next to it, which is genuinely one of my favourites, because that's on Robin Records, the honky-tonk hits, and the one to the left is a Bee Gees album called Odessa, which features Robin Gibb, of course. So that's a bit of a joke. I've got to play another song, haven't I? I've got to go. So this is called "Drop in the Ocean." It's a riposte to the expression "drop in the ocean," only a drop in the ocean, because the ocean is full of drops. From the ravaging snow, winter held its icy grip on our travelling show. Our eyes looked along the Roman road, seeming insurmountable miles to go, but no, helping's all we know. You're just another stone's throw down steep and so. In the ocean they say, go home, your helping's not helping, they say. Now across the water we saw what we came to heal. Thousands of wandering souls searching for a meal. This temporary shelter goes to confirm our own lives are blessed and that the hands of the Delta are wrong. Though the journey was long, still the tract is strong, we will be strong. Only a drop in the ocean, they say. Go home, your helping's not helping, they say. The ocean is made of drops. We all don't do something, we'll end up doing nothing at all. And we just let that use it as a guide. Now the mantra's made, let's use it as a clarion call. There's one for the silent, the meek and abused, for all those exploited and unable to choose. We know you're just a throw of a stone, and we're ready to go, we're ready to show. Only a drop in the ocean, they say. Go home, your helping's not helping, they say. Only a drop in the ocean, they say. Go home, your helping's not helping, they say. But the ocean is made of drops, of drops, of drops, of drops. Drop in the ocean. Thank you for coming along. Haven't seen the towel yet, John says. Oh, it's just a black towel. I should have bought myself a green triangle towel through Vistaprint or something, shouldn't I? That would look pretty tacky, wouldn't it? Anyone spot any of the album covers yet? Wow. Apart from Sgt. Pepper, that was an obvious one. You can't have a point for that one. You can have a point for any of the others. I'll keep an eye. Any spot anything? Any Ruth? Spot any albums? I'll get out of the way. I mean, maybe you can't get too close. I don't know really, but right, 4. I better just check the tuning before I play this new one. Say a new one. I mean, it's a bit silly to say a new one, isn't it? Really, because if you you haven't seen me play, they're all new, aren't they? Oh, that one looks a little go up to a bit C sharp. Yeah. So this next song is called "Long Goodbye," and it isn't on the album Green Triangle. The best of Lionel Richie, says my wife. Oh yeah, I love, as much as I love Lionel Richie, I just couldn't fit it on the wall. I'm still reeling. Somebody did a review of Green Triangle and compared me to Chris de Burgh. And Justin Hayward's alright. Actually, Chris de Burgh's okay, but you know, he made a couple of judgments which, you know, but so Sgt. Pepper, somebody must know those top 2 up there. Somebody must know those top 2. That's a double album. What's a double album? What's a double album? What, the best of Lionel Richie? Odessa is. This is called Long Goodbye. Felt the fire burning through the skylight. I must have been somewhere in the middle of the night. As shifting shadows ran along the city walls, I don't believe that you were there at all. All I could hear were your footsteps, all I could sense of you. This was a long goodbye. That smell of embers dying in the two-tone sky. I must have been summertime, asking why. My shivering and shaking should have warned me off your cold shoulder and a bottled Molotov. All I could hear were your footsteps, all I could sense of you. This was our long goodbye. Don't let me cry out loud to stop you leaving. Damn the taste of failure, so familiar. I've been mostly, well, all of my life here. One day I will wake to see a brighter dawn, better than this, the one I had forsworn. All I could hear were your footsteps, all I could sense of you. This was our long goodbye. Don't let me cry out loud to stop you leaving. Don't let me cry. Felt the fire burning through the skylight. I must have been somewhere. As shifting shadows ran along the city walls, I don't believe Long Goodbye. Thanks for the couple. What did I say? Oh, okay. Somebody's just put a message up to say where they can find the album Green Triangle. I also, Tina Adams is here. Welcome, Tina. There's a few people from the schools that I taught at, early St Peter's in Early, Beechwood in Woodley, and lots of people have moved on. Thank you for coming and seeing me. So I've got the album Green Triangle. Just want to mention that I also sing in a band called The Echo, which is a covers band, which is why I've got this picture up here with me wearing a Union Jack jacket. And I was very fortunate to have all the members of The Echo and one former member of The Echo playing on the album. So we've got Ollie Clark on drums, Graham Field on bass, Matt Arthur played some keys on the album, Steve Haywood helped out with the design of the album, which is brilliant, and the producer Ian Davenport, really good guy, recorded it in Sutton Courtenay. Yeah, have a listen. If you don't want to pay any money towards it, it's free on Spotify. I really don't mind. Or if you want a free copy of the album, get in touch, private message me, or even better, send a little message to the contact page on stevedaniels.online. Bit of chopped juice. This is called, I'm going to choose, just check the key for this one. Oh, stairs. I say this is my debut album. In fact, up there is an album of collection of songs by bands in the early 1980s from Bromley. Bromley is where punk is supposed to have started, isn't it? The Bromley punks are supposed to be. This wasn't. I was in an R&B band as the bass player, and that was a record we made, not a whole LP, but just one track off of it. Somebody must have spotted the Jams, the Gift album, a Gift there, although that's not actually the cover, that's the original little paper bag that it came in. I'll shut up now. This is called For the Ones. In the stillness, on my own, the party's over, friends and family have flown. I remember all who could not come, so I'll sing this simple love song for the ones. Frankie's brother, the Wilson's girl, couldn't stay for long to decorate this world. Billy's mom and Ella's only son, so I'll sing this simple love song for the ones. I will think of you, say a prayer for you, light a candle to say I won't forget you. For our mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, sons and daughters, everyone, I'll find time to say I love you. I'll find space to share with you at this time. Little baby, lying still, will protect you from the world's impending ills. 'Cause this new little life blows dark clouds from the sun, so I'll sing this simple love song for the one. For the ones. I'm going to use the towel again. Let's get hot and sweaty. I'll just move the camera up one place. I'm going to tell you another story in a minute. Another ghost story. Oh. I was also fortunate to get hold of some really good photographs for the booklet that comes with the CD. For the ones actually at the bottom has got a picture of some of my family standing outside, which I think is the pub on the airfield in Woodley, which is not there anymore. I don't think the pub's there anymore, but they ran it for a bit. There's a picture of my family who are all gone now, of course, apart from one person, I think. No, they're all gone. Beg your pardon. Yeah, they're all gone. So, and the joke is, of course, that this is the green triangle, except it isn't the green triangle. It's not the green. I'll tell you about the green triangle later. This next song is a song which I had a little friendly competition with a friend of mine. I used to sing with a guy called Mark Ferris, who now lives down in Bournemouth. We were in bands together and we had a duo together in the kind of in the 80s. My goodness, the 80s. Did we go into the 90s? I'm not quite sure whether we went into the 90s. Saw him fairly recently, and a few years ago we had a little challenge. We visited Christchurch in Dorset, near to Bournemouth, which used to be known as Twynham. And in the year 1095, as the story goes, the Dean of Twynham ordered a priory to be built on Catherine's Hill, which is 2 miles north of the valley. It's said that before work started, the stones which the priory were due to be made of were mysteriously moved back down into the valley. So they just thought, well, we'll build it here then. So there's obviously some kind of message here. One of the lumbermen, or the carpenters, left one of the wooden beams on the ground, and he cut it too short. So he left it on the ground, intending to resume work the next day and come and fit it in the morning. And when he returned that next day, the lumbermen were amazed to see that the beam had actually been placed at the top of the church. Their explanation then, back in the 11th century, was divine intervention. Well, obviously, it's for generations afterwards, divine intervention. Who knows what happened? Don't even know if the story's true. It's a nice little story. And who was the mysterious carpenter who joined the workforce during all these goings on? This is called the Miraculous Beam, which is what the beam is known as. We were lumbermen on Catherine's Hill, working for the Dean of Twynham, 2 miles north and away from the mill. All stood still, but all was not well, and rumours spread. We should not build so far, so high. Our forebears knew what we should do, what we would do. The people said the stones should move themselves back to where the rivers met, to where our church should be, our priory. One night when tired, we made mistakes. The worst of all, our lumber scaler, he measured short. I wooden beam which he hid unseen. When we returned on that morrow's morn, we found the beam had been hoisted high to its place with all God's grace, without a trace of how it had got there. How can this be? How can this be? There was no human explanation. Who had faced this perfect beam into our priory? We had not seen the stranger come here, a carpenter so skilled, so rare. He shared no meals, nor took the pay. At the end of the day, who was this man? Who was this man? We assumed had replaced the beam, so we said, this man unknown must be the Nazarene. And as our wonder lives the day, the stranger rode away. Thank you very much. That's called The Miraculous Beam. Okay. Then I'm now going to play the title track from the album Green Triangle. This was inspired by a story that my neighbour told me, which is probably almost definitely not true, but it's funny how rumours spread, and I'm not quite sure why this rumour spread, although we can all have our opinions about why it did it, but some of it's a true story. In 1943, during World War II, a camp was built in the woods in Checkenham. Part of it's still there. Some American GIs moved into the camp. This was the American 320th Barrage Balloon Battalion. They arrived here to rehearse for D-Day. These GIs were welcomed with open arms by the locals. And in the history of Checkenham, there is a lovely picture. I might have to hold this up down the bottom here. There's a sketch by Peggy Beaton. Oops, no, I've got to put it away. Can you see that one? Is it that one? Sketch by Peggy Beaton, that one there. Of these American GIs who got up on stage in Checkenham Village Hall on New Year's Eve, 1944, and sang some spirituals. And you could, this 320 that I should add were an African American battalion. Everything was fine apparently because they got on wonderfully with the locals. Many of these GIs got on really well with the local girls. Until some white American GIs arrived the following year. My neighbour told me that a rumour started at the time that one of the GIs was the victim of a racist attack and a murder, and was buried along with his jeep under the Green Triangle. The Green Triangle is exactly what it is. It's a triangle of grass, off of which run three. Actually, I think it's four. I took a liberty with it. It's 4 roads, rather bizarrely. It's still there in Checkenham, and there's almost certainly not a jeep under there. But it just sort of gave me an idea for the song. The song is narrated by Truth, personified. This is called Green Triangle. There's a green triangle in the village where I lay. Its lazy corners lead you out to go one of three ways. Should you choose to dig beneath the shallows of this shape, will you find me? There's a story of a tragedy. Is it thin smoke without fire? Maybe you'll hear a young man scream. Maybe you'll see him. I know that I will be here. I know that I should. To the justice in this world. In 43, these GI soldiers lived within these woods. Trainees come to end the war and blend the best they could. Spirituals were heard one night within the village hall. But then the storm blast came. Into this story comes an enemy from their own United States. Maybe you'll hear their clan-like screams. Maybe you'll see them. I know that I will be here. I know that I should. For the justice in this world. When they marched to war in 44 to man the big balloon, the village swirled with love-struck girls and a broken-hearted moon. But was there one man left behind who lay down with his jeep in eternal sleep? There's a green triangle in the village where I lay, a landmark and a junction that can lead one of three ways. Should you choose to dig beneath the shallows of this shape, will you find me? Green triangle. Oh, what's that say? We're really enjoying this. It's good. Kate and PJ. Thank you, Kate and PJ. And thank you to my daughter Emmy, because she just reminded me that there are some videos on my YouTube channel, including quite a few made of me live and some various other ones by Chris Elliott of Gig Shots. And my latest one was of that song, Green Triangle, which was made by my daughter, filmed actually in Checkenden, some of which is filmed around where the camp was, where the GIs stayed, which after the war actually became a camp for Polish refugees. And there are still various buildings there, which I think are used by by local industry, I think, at the moment. But it's quite they're quite atmospheric because they're sort of just abandoned, I think, after the war. But there were various Polish people that lived in Czechoslovakia after the war. But that's the story of the Green Triangle, and it's nothing to do with that. So where are we? Oh yeah, I was going to mention other albums. Did anyone spot Prefab Sprouts Steve McQueen album up the top there? Nobody spotted it. No. That's actually the inner sleeve there of Peter Gabriel's third album. The Drivers are a band I used to go and see in Croydon quite a lot. They featured Nick Van Eed, who went on to form Cutting Crew, and they were a kind of power pop type group. Really, really good album, very rare. Sgt. Pepper and the Dukes of Stratosphere, 25 O'Clock, who was the nom de plume of XTC when they did a sort of psychedelic project. Jamming up there, and yeah, okay, so that's that. Those are all the answers. Point for each. Enjoy the show, Steve. Can't beat some live music, says Steve Hayward. That's true. Thanks for coming, Steve. And thanks for coming, everybody. I've got one more, I think. Up at the list. Yeah. I'm sweating like a pig. I've had to have the windows closed because I don't want to disturb the neighbours. Really ironic, that, isn't it? And so I'm really hot. It must have been one of the hottest days of the year. So I'm going to finish off with a song called English Rain, which really has nothing to do with the rain, thankfully. I'm not tempting fate here. It's actually a celebration. Prefab Sprout, says Mary. Nice. English Rain is a celebration of England because I'm English and I love being here. This is my home, this is my identity. Sometimes when I go away on holiday, they're great. Holidays are great, but sometimes there's nothing like coming home. But of course, being weather obsessed in this country, I've given it a title, English Rain. But anyway, so I'd like to say thank you to all of you for coming. I'd like to say and thank you for commenting as well. So it's great to, because obviously I'm just standing here in front of my iPhone and looking around a room which looks nice behind me, but the rest of the room is a tip. So thanks for that. Also thanks, of course, to Graham Steele for putting this on and allowing me to perform for you, but also for all the hard work he does in putting live music on every day and supporting live music. And thanks, Simon. Oh, Simon Campbell. Thanks, Simon. So I'm going to sing out with I will have a look at, if I missed, I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to you, because I'm partly blind and partly it puts me off if I'm looking at comments and trying to sing a song at the same time. But yeah, hopefully we'll meet again. That isn't the next song. English Rain. I'll see if I can remember this one. Star, left behind its earthly roar, and chase the moon which had come too soon to play. As we travelled west-northwest, a grey approached in a smoking dress, her arms held wide in a welcoming caress. The English rain comes falling down, the English rain comes falling down, the English rain comes falling down around me. When we landed Surrey-side, I looked at faces filled with pride, or was I just hallucinating then? I may have been that I was their home, or that the green had newly grown, but tears came to my eyes from the sky. The English rain comes falling down, the English rain comes falling down, the English rain comes falling down around me. I raise my face up to the sky, close my grateful eyes. This is now my latest song. travel around this world, such our pleasure and our pearls. I will not leave this isle for very long. It may have been that I was now home, or that the green had newly grown, but tears came to my eyes from the sky. The English rain comes falling down. The English rain comes falling down. The English rain comes falling down around me. The English rain comes falling down. The English rain comes falling down. The English rain comes falling down around me. Thanks again for coming. I have no idea what the time is. I think it's about 9 o'clock. I've got a clock over there, but I don't think it tells the right time. Thanks for coming, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to have a glass of wine now. See you soon. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Oh, Jill. Jill Jones. Hi, Jill. Thank you for coming. Who else? Oh, no. Steve Dark. Simon's still watching. Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Oh, no. Bravo, Ruth. Thank you, Ruth. Thanks, Emmy. Fabulous. Thank you. I'll catch up on your comments. Thank you very much. I'm going to sign out now. And give the ring. All the best. Bye.